Hi everybody, today I'm going to be answering your questions that you submitted across all of my social media channels. Be sure to follow me at Jay Gosnell News, by the way, if you don't already. So let's get into it. What made you interested in journalism? Well, when I was 12, I was on the news because an IRS scammer kept calling me, and one of my local anchors, Shale Ramin, came out to do a story with me, and she offered me a chance to tour the station. So I went by a couple of weeks later. I thought it was a very cool business, and Shale kind of gave me some pointers, and I was like, wow, this is something that I want to do. So that is where the start came from. When and where was your first big break? I don't know that I've had a big break, so to speak, but I've been given a lot of opportunities. I've hosted events, etc. So maybe that would be considered a big break, I guess, so early on in my career. We'll see what happens later on. What made you become a part of 6 News and Ticker? So Ticker actually reached out to me to be their U.S. correspondent in their early days, and from there 6 News in Australia also reached out to me, so I work with both of those organizations now, giving updates right here at home in the U.S. It's a lot of fun. How do you get early access to breaking news stories to compete with other news outlets? So I get press releases as all the other networks do, or journalists rather, and we just try to work as quickly as possible to put out the correct information in a very short period of time. You always want to be accurate, but you want to be first, and so that is, I guess, how I compete. Boxers or briefs? I'm going to decline to answer that question. My political views. I won't get into my political views just because it's not very professional to do so, even though we see major outlets and journalists doing that all the time who are never reprimanded for it, but I just personally don't want to get into that. Why do you do news? Good question. It's very odd for someone my age. I'm very young, I'm in high school, and so it's not the norm. Most people are my age are playing baseball or playing football or, in marching band or something like that. But this is what I enjoy doing, and so I do it, and people don't like it. Well, who cares? They're not me, so I just move on. But I really enjoy the news. What did I do before the news? Before the news, I was obsessed with a wide variety of activities. I have been into towing. I thought towing was very cool for quite a while. There was a show on True TV called Lizard Lick Towing. I was very obsessed with that show. I even had a replica office built, which of course was very interesting, but I enjoyed it, and that was all that mattered. What do you major in college? Well, I'm not in college yet. A lot of people think that I'm older. I'm still in high school. I'm a junior. But in college, I plan on majoring in broadcast journalism. I think that would be a lot of fun, and that goes along with the career that I want to do. How do you know what is going on in the world? So I wake up in the morning and I watch a wide variety of channels. I watch Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, a lot of different shows to compile the most information and then be able to disseminate that information to the people that follow me, like you. So I get a lot of input from many different places, and checking my email is very crucial as well because I get a lot of press releases about what's happening. What car do you drive? I currently drive a 4Runner. It is white and has black rims. What is your favorite type of food? I really enjoy Italian food, and I also like steak, but the steak has to be cooked medium. My parents like their steak well done, so oftentimes when they make steak at home, all of them are well done, which I do not enjoy eating because I think if you cook a steak well done, you're cooking the flavor out of it. I don't know, maybe just my opinion. What is your dream job? I would really like to become the CBS Evening News anchor. I think that would be fun, or any evening news broadcast anchor, NBC Nightly News or maybe World News Tonight. We'll see what happens, but that's the dream job as of right now. What is your religion? Christianity. Religion is very important to me along with many other things, but Christianity is my religion. What do you do for fun? Well, again, I'm not your average person who's my age. I do enjoy going to the mall with my friends. I don't know, I like to people watch, which is very interesting. You know, most people don't people watch, but I like sitting and looking at people because, frankly, I find it very interesting what people wear, and I find it, I don't know, just an activity that I enjoy. Let's see, how old are you? I'm 17. Despite people believing that I'm 25, I actually am 17. If you Google me, you can see and confirm that. Have you ever traveled? I have. I've went to New York City, I've went to Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama. I've kind of kept to the East Coast. I would like to go on the West Coast, but haven't made it there quite yet. Are you married? Once again, I'm 17. The answer is no. What is your favorite theme park? I've never been into theme parks that much, but I do enjoy Carowinds. However, I don't like roller coasters, so that's kind of ironic that I would choose a place such as that. But yeah, I'm not really into theme parks. Do you smile even if it's a bad day? I try to. One thing that I, keep in my wonderful brain here is you have to fake it until you make it sometimes. You may be having a rough day. Maybe you're not doing so hot in school, which happens to be the case right now because I'm learning online and it becomes very difficult, but you just keep a smile even when things are not going your way, and you just work through your issues and move on. I tell myself to move on quite regularly in life because I find if you just stall over one particular issue, it just brings you down and creates unnecessary negativities in your world. So just move on. Do you have siblings? I do not. I'm an only child, and I enjoy that, by the way. What is your favorite brand of shoes? I have over 50 pairs of shoes. I don't have a particular favorite. If I like a pair of shoes at XYZ store, I'll just purchase them. But I do regularly wear Adidas shoes. I don't know, maybe that's interesting to you, who knows? Let's see. Do you like football? Never really been into sports. I do watch football with my family, but they shout at the television screen as if they're able to be in the ear or be heard by the players, which is not true, but for some reason they enjoy shouting at the television, to which I think is weird, but whatever floats your boat, I guess. Do you like Legos? I never played with Legos much. I always wanted real stuff. I was always very disappointed to ask for police gear. I was very into police, the line of work of a law enforcement officer, and I was very disheartened to get fake walkie-talkies and fake handcuffs. I wanted the real ones. Who wants fake stuff? And so, yeah, I never really played with Legos. I considered that to be a toy. And in my childhood, I wanted things that I could use and, be realistic, which I guess Legos are realistic, but I was just never into them. Who was your favorite teacher? Funny question. I've had a lot of favorite teachers. I've only had maybe 2 that I disliked with a passion, but the majority of my teachers I really enjoyed. In elementary school, I enjoyed all of my teachers. I did have a favorite that I had 3 years in a row for first grade, second grade, and fourth grade. Miss Ward was a very good teacher who I had for 3 years in elementary school. In middle school, I enjoyed all of my teachers there, but I did have one that stood out from the others. Miss Bechtel was my 7th grade teacher. I was very scared of her when I was in 6th grade because she taught 6th grade across the hall from where I was, and I was like, oh my gosh, this very interesting teacher who's kind of mean, but she was never mean. She just had a very good personality, and she interacted with students in a way that I thought was neat. She made learning fun, which, 7th grade learning about science is not very exciting really, and she put her own spin on it, and I really enjoyed it. And then in high school, I still have a year left to go, but I really enjoy my chorus teacher, though I'm not the best at chorus. I really enjoy her, but I enjoy a lot of my teachers, as I mentioned earlier. So I don't have particular, favorites, but I do have ones that stand out more than others. What do you want to accomplish next? Going to school, I guess. Going to college. And I'd like to go to the University of South Carolina. So if you're watching, hello, I'm Jackson Gosnell. Nice to meet you. Let's see, biggest pet peeve. Ignorance. I don't like ignorance. I try to stay away from ignorance if at all possible, and you have to deal with folks who may have ignorant ideas. It doesn't mean themselves that they are ignorant, but there's a lot of ignorance in the world. I try to avoid it, and it's something that I don't enjoy. Who is your biggest inspiration? I really like Norah O'Donnell. I look up to her. She's the anchor of the CBS Evening News. She just got that title last year. I think she does a remarkable job. A lot of people think she's biased, but I don't really see it that way. I think she just gives the news and, just does the news, which is what we all want, right? She doesn't give her opinion. So I really like Norah O'Donnell. How old were you when you decided this is what you want to do? When I was 12, I became very interested, kind of put it on hold in life. And then over the course of the last few years, I kind of was like, oh, maybe I could make a Facebook page and people would watch me. And so I made social media, and now I have like over 25,000 followers across all of my platforms like TikTok and Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. But I never thought it would grow to that number, but here we are, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. What is the most important thing in your life? Knowledge. I like to be informed. I disagree on a number of topics with my friends, but I enjoy different points of view about several topics. I think having a lot of information and then making up your mind on something is important, and I think you should be exposed to different beliefs than what you are normally associated with, and things that people do differently than you, so that you can be very informed and educated about people's lives who may be a bit different than yours. What is my favorite fast food chain? Definitely Chick-fil-A, a number one with fries, a sweet tea, 2 Chick-fil-A sauce, 2 ketchup. Not extra pickles. Got extra pickles one time and it was overwhelming, but I do like the 2 that they included. Did you know, fun fact, Chick-fil-A is only supposed to put 2 pickles on every chicken sandwich, and they're supposed to be spaced apart, never touching pickles. The more you know. Where do you buy your clothing? I shop at a wide variety of stores. I shop at Palmetto Moon, which happens to be one of my favorites, to get brands that I enjoy there, like Vineyard Vines. I also shop at American Eagle, Southern Tide. American Eagle is the one that I could live off of if I just went there. If I only had to shop at one store, I could probably make do with that because I really enjoy American Eagle. Fun fact about my clothing, people ask me why I wear dark clothes. The reason is because I'm a very messy eater at the age of 17, and I spill things on myself quite regularly. And if I wear dark clothes, the stains are less noticeable. So that's why I choose to wear dark clothing. Do you have any pets? I have a dog named Max, who's a Great Dane, and I have a bearded dragon named Howie. Advice you give to people who want to do what you're doing. I would say just keep at it. There's a lot of negative Nancys in the world, but just be positive about everything. And whenever you hear a no, consider it an invitation to put your own spin on things and just make the best of whatever you do in life. How do you make sure you please everyone? That's impossible. You can't please everyone. If people think I do that, they're sadly mistaken. I have several haters, but I'm okay with that. If you have haters, it means you're doing a good job, or at least in my eyes, I believe that. So, you can't please everybody. And I think that's something that everybody learns eventually in life, not just in this particular line of, what I do, but you can't please everybody. It's simply impossible. Do you have a motto? Yes, move on. That is my favorite thing. I also like to make myself think that if something is making me think negatively, turn it into a positive. Think about the good in every situation, and that's what I try to do. It may not always happen, but it's certainly the goal each day. So I think if you just tell yourself to make the best out of a situation, you can certainly do it. Do you like your school? Yes, I've always enjoyed school. I talked earlier about some of my teachers. I have had very few teachers that I did not like. I've liked the vast majority of all of my teachers equally, and I think that all the teachers at the schools that I went to, for the most part, were great professionals who done things really well and gave me a pretty good education. And one of my English teachers, Miss Epley, likes to think that my wonderful English comes from her, so Stephley, if you're watching, I hope so. But anyway, that's the last of my questions. I really appreciate you watching. Let me know your thoughts. Did you learn something new? Were you expecting any of the responses that I gave? I want your input. If this is the first time you're seeing me, I'm Jackson Gosnell. Hello, I'm a teenager who covers news on social media. I invite you to follow me on all of my social accounts at JGosnell News. I hope that you're all having a great day. Make sure that you stay positive, test negative, a line that I like to use for my friend Nora O'Donnell. I hope that you are doing well, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.